Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. So Linux, it's out there. It's been out there for quite some time, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. I don't have too many complaints about what Linux has done for the world, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily better than everything else. Better, as we've discussed before, is completely relative. We've done a series of articles and videos on why one operating system is better than another. So as a part of this series, I now will present to you, in conjunction with the article that was written, reasons why Microsoft Windows is better than Linux. And before you go off on me, remember, I've also recorded a video on why Linux is better than Windows. So see, we're playing both sides because each one of these operating systems has its benefits and drawbacks. And we've detailed 7 solid reasons why Linux is better than Windows. We've also now detailed 7 solid reasons why Windows is better than Linux, and that's what I want to talk about in this video today. If you want to know the exact 7 reasons that we've outlined, you can click the link in the description somewhere that should be floating in and around this video if you're not watching this video on the page for the itself. I don't know where I was going with that. So Windows is better than Linux, and you could probably think of a million different reasons, and I'm sure you will by the time I've gotten to this point in the video. And the number one reason why Windows is better than Linux is that out of the box, Windows, it just works. And a lot of software that is relatively easy to use is available for Windows before it's available for other operating systems. Which isn't to say that the software available for Windows is not also available for Linux. But if you walk, let's say, into a store and you're looking for certain software because you need to get something done, you got to think about the average consumer here, okay? They want the feeling that, this is what I want it in a physical box. One of these days, we'll move on from that. Generally speaking, consumers want software that is easy to use and is straightforward. And by and large, companies are still producing software, commercially available software, for Windows. And some of the software does cost money. Some of the software happens to be free. But bottom line is when you walk into the average store or you look for computers, let's say even online, and I'm not talking about the DIY stuff, because by and large, Linux is for that crowd. Windows users may not want to do a complete DIY from the ground up. They've got all the hardware assembled, that's fine, but Windows is a lot easier to deal with. For people who may never have dealt with Linux before and are not developers, not programmers, not coders, not tweakers. They just want something to work. And, a lot of the hardware drivers out there are written with Windows in mind. And when you wrap all that together, it just makes for a better package for consumers. Again, that's not to say that a Linux PC could not be born out of some company. I guarantee, there are people selling and companies selling Linux PCs online. I'm throwing back here as if this is the internet. The idea, though, that for the average user today, and this may change, that's the thing you got to keep in mind, today, Windows is the leader. That's not to say that the person who's in the lead is the best. The company, the product that's in the lead doesn't mean that it's the best. Best, remember, again, I got to remind you, is relative. But there's so many ways Windows is better than Linux. I've just outlined a few of them. You could agree. You could disagree. Either way, that's your opinion. You're free to share it. But I would encourage you to read both of the articles and watch both of the videos that I've done, not just this one. Because you've got to understand, this is a big world. And we're better off having both Windows and Linux in it rather than just one or the other. Think about that.